dọ̀lẹ́. Kò mọ ọjọ́ ọdún, kò mọ ọjọ́ ìjọ. Bí ó bá yọ sí ìyàrí wa sì sọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wà báyìí o, ikú ò jẹ́ nǹkan kan, kò jẹ́ nǹkan kan ní ara mi mọ́, torí pé àwọn tí mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọ́n lọ. So kò sì sí ẹni tí ó wáyé tí ò ní kú.
Generally, everyone is afraid of death, but currently I'm not.
That is for everybody.
Grief could be something you've not even experienced. It could mean you holding on to what is lost already. Then grief hurts. Having a scar that can't be healed, not even with technology, not even with science.
A lot of people have ideas about what they think grief is, but I don't think it can be described with just any word in the dictionary or with our vocabulary. I would even think that grief is a confluence of several feelings. It is fear, pain, anguish, sorrow. Like, it's all of these combined together and even more.
Mọ́ mi bí ọmọ méje. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àwa méjì la kúnlẹ̀. Mo ti lose àwọn 5. Àwọn olólùfẹ́ mi náà tó sì wà ńlẹ̀ náà tó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi pàtàkì gidi. Mo lose àwọn náà.
Well, I've lost a lot of people, but the closest and the most painful is that of my mom. She was my closest companion. I could say losing her made me become more secretive. Talking to anyone seems so difficult. I thought I could find a replacement for a while, but it turned out to be... I couldn't just explain it.
The death of my parents really touched my mind. Even as I'm speaking, the vacuum is still there.
The first time that the death of someone actually hit me was when I lost one of my classmates in JSS3. And we went to his house to see him. He was sick. He had a hole in his heart. And we went to see him and we saw him, and I think we were going to go the next day or something. He just told us that he died. Like, that was the first time I actually felt what death feels like. When I lost my elder brother, it was different for me because this is someone that we grew up together. Like, we saw each other every day while growing up. And when he died, it actually dawned on me, like, I can never see him again in my life. I mean, growing up, we used to fight and do so many things. And when he died, that was when he actually hit me. Like, I've actually lost someone very, very close to me and someone that actually meant a lot to me.
Like, for example, in Yoruba, they will say "Shosheri." If you have not experienced it, you cannot say how each person, everyone grieves differently.
When I lost my dad several years ago, about almost 10 years now, I couldn't even describe how I felt. It was truly a disheartening moment for me and several people in my life.
Okay, I was in the university then, University of Ilorin. I was in my 200 levels. She was diagnosed with stage 1 diabetes right before I gained admission. So we're struggling on getting her a prosthetic leg while the diabetes grew to stage 2. Yeah, I was in school. She has even been in the hospital for 2 days. I have not been able to reach out to her. So I was disturbed. Tried reaching out to her, then I got the news that she's in the hospital. I left school that day. Well, life has not been easy. I had to abandon class, abandon my handwork. I started lagging behind. I didn't want to lose her. I prefer losing my life over losing her.
So when my dad died, he even came to visit me on Saturday. He went to visit some people around, and Sunday night to Monday, he died. That was it was sudden. It really affected me for a very long time. I kept thinking about him. When it was fresh, I used to cry, but as time goes on, I wasn't crying again. But each time I remember him, it's always paining me because there are a lot of things that I wanted to talk to him about that I couldn't. But when I lost my son, he was in coma for some time. Even before he died, the doctors, they were telling me he has brain death, and it's 80-20. It was 80-20 rather. So that kind of, because I know when they say someone has brain death, so that kind of prepared my mind. But when the eventuality happened,
mi ò lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ mọ́ o, àwọn ọmọ mi lọ́rẹ́ mi àtọkọ mi, àwọn lọ́rẹ́ mi tí mo ní báyìí lọ́wọ́. Torí bí nǹkan bá dùn mí lọ́kàn gan, ọmọ mi àtọkọ mi náà ni màá dì mọ́. Torí mo ti rò pé kò sẹ́ni tó lè dàbí wọn mọ́, especially àwọn tó jọmọ ìyá mi tó jẹ́ pé láwọn fi nǹkan, àwọn sọ nǹkan fúnra wa, ṣe nǹkan kan, kò sẹ́lòmíì tó lè dàbí wọn mọ́ fún mi. Mo lose àwọn olólùfẹ́ mi gidi gan-an, tó ì jẹ́ nǹkan ìbànújẹ́ fún mi, tí ò sì kúrò ní ẹ̀mí mi dì sí mo ṣe ní fílì wọn. Kò sígbà tí ń tiẹ̀ rántí tọkàn mi ò ní bàjẹ́. Màá tún máa rò pé ní níjọ́ kan lèmi náà mọ̀mọ́ fi ilé ayé lẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí. Ṣáà sì lè ríra wa mọ́, àbá lè ríra wa mọ́.
My mom's death has affected me a lot, like physically, spiritually, mentally. Because there are things I don't need to do at a time that she does it. There are steps I'm supposed to take that I'm supposed to even think, let's say 2-3 weeks before. But when she does that for me, it's made life easier. But after that, I was caught by surprise on most things before I woke up to reality that no, there's no one here to do that for you again. I know she's still up there praying, but it's not like having her down there, then Mom, please pray for me. It's not getting any much easier. But now, you have to pray for yourself.
I lost my first son also, which is the most saddest moment in my life. It happened when I was so much in love with this boy. I don't want to go into details how he was brought up. After my marriage, I know how we went through what we went through, my wife, before this boy was born. I and my wife were frustrated, but luckily, with prayer and everything, God gave us a son, Adishina. This boy was knocked down by unknown driver, unknown vehicle. Naturally, if I said it didn't affect me, it's zero. But as a man, I have to take heart. I have to stand firm.
we could talk for hours on phone. Anytime he wants to go to the market, he will call me, Mommy, I'm going to the market. So we will talk and talk and talk until he gets to the market. There is even somebody at their market close to their school that will say, Mommy Osilori phone leni. I will say, I'm here. They will not talk to me. Even there was during the time of scarcity of naira. This woman, she has not met me before, but because she knew me talking to my son all the time, she will always sell things for my son and tell him, I know Mommy will pay me. Then I'll transfer the money to her. So like we were very, very close. For my son, we were very, very close. And when it happened, it really hit me. Like I couldn't get myself for a very long time. Even up till now, I'm still grieving, but it has reduced.
Ikú gbogbo wọn náà ló affect mi. More especially ẹni tí mo tẹ̀lé. Torí mi rẹ̀ àwọ̀ra wa gidi gan-an. Ó sì affect mi gan-an ní time ìgbà tó fi kú. Ó affect mi gan-an. Torí ó ṣe gudugudu méje fún mi nígbà tí mo ń wọ ọmọ. Ó ṣe yàyà mẹ́fà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé òun gangan ló fẹ́ mi sílé ìwà tó máa ń wù. So òun gangan ló affect mi jù.
Their death really make me have more courage. That well, I have to move now. Because I look around, I see that there's no any other person. These are people who always encourage me, talk to me, we discuss, we talk a lot. Now, where are they? They are no more, so I have to stand.
When you lose someone close to you, probably an advisor, then you've been enjoying a lot of privileges, but then you have to stand up, pick up yourself, and work again. You have to work again.
Grief actually changed me a lot because it made me see people in a different way. It made me understand. It made me see relationship in a different light. Like friendship now means so much to me that if I call you my friend, then I expect you to do some things for me. And I feel like it's after my elder brother died that I started seeing things like that.
So the society, like for example, my son was on my DP for a very long time. And each time I post him, people will be like, kilo shele, how many kini kan over? I'll be like, I don't pray this to happen to you, but you cannot tell me what to do. It's my DP, it's my status. If you're not comfortable seeing my son on my own status, not your own status, then just block me off. So I don't, whatever the society feels about that, I don't let it affect me grieving my own way.
Téèyàn bá kú wọn ṣẹni téèyàn lè gbàgbé o.
The first few months, you remember them and you want to cry. The next time, you remember them and you remember some memories and you just laugh and you just move on with your life. Sometimes you just want to go to where they buried them and just like feel like you're closer to them and stuff like that. For me, sometimes I just like go through his pictures. I reminisce about when we were younger and the things he did to me, both nice and bad things.
I miss my mom's love, my mom's affection. She's usually the first call I receive. Ever since I left home for my undergraduate studies. She calls around 4:30 a.m., prays with me, asks me if I had any issues or challenges. We share it, she finds solutions and tells me to just pray. Everything will be fine. So I miss that till today. So I can say, just like I said earlier, it made me an introvert. So having my phone rings now is a big problem to me. When I see it ringing, I just have that like, is it my mom? If she's not the one, then who do I want to speak with? I prefer communicating via texts. Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do to make you feel better. If it's posting their pictures every day, if it's putting them on your WhatsApp DP, if it's talking about them on Twitter, if it's writing about them. Like someone was telling me that I'm the face of grief. I mean, the person meant it in a good way, and it's my husband. He said he was checking about grief on Twitter, and my name came up because I always tweet about grief, and sometimes it's just when I remember my brother and stuff like that. And I really hope anyone going through a hard time grieving their loved ones, I really hope God Almighty helps you to make this journey easier. I mean, it's not an easy journey, and I say a journey because it's something that would not end until you die, because you'd always remember them.
The advice I will offer to someone beginning to experience grief is try as much as possible not to be alone, because when you are alone, you will transit into that. You even sometimes when I'm driving, I'll just go into that realm. Many times I will not know when the tears start rolling. But when you are in the midst of people that not in the midst of it, I mean, àwọn èèyàn tó máa nífẹ̀ẹ́, tó máa allow ẹ kó grieve the way you want. For example, like my children, many times I'll just tell them, Ridwan, kò sẹ́ni tó lè replace ẹ. None of my children had ever told me, mommy, ṣé àwa wà kí n ṣọmọ ni. They've always been supportive.
When I lost my mom, I lost a lot with that. I lost a lot. So trying to pick up myself, it wasn't easy. I firstly had to lose myself, let me say. Then I started taking freelance works, like I work, I don't get paid. What am I getting paid for? I don't need the money. Let me just do it while I wait time. Until I realized I was just wasting my time. People were making use of me. And I had to come back to my senses. When I needed those I had worked for free, and they couldn't turn up for me. Then I woke up to reality that my mom wouldn't have done this to me. Even family did. So my mom just reshaped me. But there is no way you have to lose yourself first before you can find yourself. You have to lose yourself. It's not easy. It's not easy losing a loved one. It's not easy losing a dear person.
Keep praying. Anytime you want to remember, if you are a Muslim, just say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitani Rajim. If you are a Christian, say anything that you Christians say to cast away devil, because that is what devil wants. He wants you to always grieve. And if you grieve, you will not be able to do anything meaningful to yourself, to your life, to people around you. You will lose yourself, you will lose your health, you will lose your focus, you will lose your life. At the end of the day, you end up living a miserable life after the death of your loved one.
Keep pushing through. Those ones that you know that left you behind, your loved ones. They can either be your parents, your children, your friends. They have their own will, and they also want the best for you. And the best thing that you can do while dealing with this difficulty is to cope, to survive, and to progress with their will.
My advice is, let us take it easy. That it will come to our own turn. So all what we have to do is to pray for them. As a Muslim, we pray for them. And we accept anything that should come by. Then let us come closer to God and use their lifetime as an example how we should always also live our life. That is it.